That's how I like to like spend my days, wandering around bookshelves and being like, my friends. She's just like one of those authors who is very much for me. If they are giving me like, I'm a dude vibes, then I know that I can recommend that and they're gonna have their concepts of toxic masculinity challenged. Probably my favorite debut of the previous year.
We are here at Murder by the Book in
Murder
Houston,
by the Book,
which is the largest thriller bookstore.
One of the largest mystery and thriller bookstores in the country. It's just like my home away from home, one of my favorite places in the city of Houston, nay the country.
Let's go check some books out.
So this is pretty cool. Oh, okay, I haven't yet.
Haven't either.
I am so excited. This is like Andy Pliego, very exciting new debut author, and I know Abby, who's like one of our thriller queens, like loves this book. All the booksellers here rave about it too. Very excited to get into this book. And it's like, that cover's insane. That's beautiful.
The cover's so cool. And it's a bunch of authors together, right?
I'm like, yes.
It's
like
locked room with a bunch of authors. So
very meta.
I've got to read that one. I know that you've read this one.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Loved it. So Janice Hallett is so interesting to me. We were talking about mixed media and how much we love mixed media elements in books.
Yes.
Her books are entirely mixed media.
I did not know that.
Yes, from start to finish. Someone called it like a modern epistolary in a way, because you've got a ton of emails, you've got just all these messages and other sort of like found objects.
Yeah.
Not only is it like beautifully written, but it really makes the reader the detective. It's not like telling you how to think or feel. It's just laying the evidence out and you have to string it together. So I just think that's so cool.
It reminds me of did you see the movie Searching?
No.
Oh, they do it all through computer screens or phone screens. And it's the same thing. You're like, a girl goes missing and then the dad's trying to figure out what happened. So you're going through like files. It's crazy. It makes me think of that. So that's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yep.
I've got to read that now.
Yeah, it really I feel like that's up your alley. Plus I love Claire McIntosh, just her in general, but the Fionn Morgan series, Game of Lies, is the second one. They're set in Wales. It's like a very cool setting. You'll learn a lot about Wales, which I did, which I thought was very cool, but they're just like, she's such a great writer. And I have to say, like, Joshua Molling's Ben Packard series, I love so much. This is the latest one, A Long Time Gone. It's the third, and there will be more, but just Ben Packard is the coolest, detective, sheriff. It's Midwest noir. He's a great guy in a very cold place, solving very dark crimes. So.
And Gare makes an appearance in this one? Because Ashley's thing was the first thing you saw, right?
It was Ashley and Jamie Lynn Hendricks.
The funny thing was both of them mentioned you to me.
My friend Gare has Gare Billings at Gare Indeed Reads. Like, I love that fan cast a lot that he did.
I don't know if you know Gare Billings, Gare Indeed Reads.
Yes.
High favorite human if you're watching. Him and I were talking about
You're
it.
the site. Ashley Winstead said the same thing about him.
Oh, he's so great. And she's great too. Oh my God, I love Ashley.
I got to finally listen to the podcast episode and I was like, thank them, but I was also like, wow, like I love all the things that you say in your podcast.
Yeah.
Like, this is somebody that I think I could really have a good friendship with.
I do think that there is a character in the series. I don't remember if it's in that third book. I think it might be. I'm trying to remember. But we did talk about that because Josh and I had a conversation actually here at Murder by the Book when he came to tour about taking like beloved Bookstagram friends and making them characters in our books as just like a fun Easter egg. There's nothing more beautiful than a table full of all of these like gorgeous covers.
I know.
I love Kate Alice Marshall.
I need to read that one still.
So good. Everything she writes is so good. Yeah. She's just like one of those authors who is very much for me.
Yes.
You know?
That's how Amy Tintera felt for me.
Yes.
This was like, this whole book was made for me.
Hard agree. Blood Sisters.
Vanessa Lily.
Yes.
We love Vanessa.
We love Vanessa. Everyone loves Vanessa.
I cannot wait for the
deeply
sequel.
Beloved. This is Blood Sisters. Incredible. Came out last year. And another unique take on a procedural.
Yeah.
You know?
It really is. Because it's like
female-centered.
Going home to where she hadn't been in a while.
And it opens with a bang.
Yes, it does. Okay, so this one is called The Closer by David Ellis. This is my favorite of his ever. There's a marriage that's falling apart. There's another woman who's found in a Halloween cat costume. This one is very, very, very fun.
I feel very comfortable recommending Sean Cosby books to every single person, like to my dermatologist, to my dentist, to everyone, because A, they're so good. B, if they are giving me like, I'm a dude vibes, you know, like I'm a dude bro, I probably won't pick up a female-centered, then I know that I can recommend this and they're gonna read it and they're gonna have their concepts of toxic masculinity challenged by these books. It in. Yeah, so it's like hiding a little bit of medicine in a heist thriller, which is very exciting.
That's amazing. Yeah. I love that description.
One tries to do that, but all of his books are so good. Oh my gosh, Alex Finley.
We were just
talking about him.
Every Last Fear, so good.
Yes.
A family passes away on vacation except for the one son who's in college. The son feels like it's suspicious, so he puts everything together to figure out what happened. And it gets dark. Well, I just read this book.
Oh my gosh, that cover.
When I was sick a while ago. Hallie Sutton told me I had to read this one.
I was just reading a book, Everybody Knows by Jordan Harper. It's destroying my life with how good it was. Highly recommend. It's a great book.
Greg picked it up because he had been hearing so many people say he needed to read it.
I've been meaning to pick this up for a while.
Hallie has also told me that I need to read this one. Then I finally read it, and I can assure you it is snarky, it is dark, it is like
a voicey,
the underbelly of Hollywood's underbelly, basically.
Hallie does that very well herself in her work. Have you ever seen the artist Marilyn Minter? She's a photographer. She does these like hyper femme, hyper gritty close-ups of women, like women's mouths, and they'll be like dripping pearls or something. You know, it's just like, it's a little nod and a wink. Like there's danger. Yeah. Anyway, this is giving me, she's my favorite, one of my favorite visual artists. Probably my favorite debut of the previous year. Like Clemence, The Quiet Tenant. Because it's just so beautifully written.
Yes.
And this is another serial killer thriller. Say that 3 times.
Right.
Serial killer thriller. Told from the perspective of the women in the serial killer's life, including the woman that he has locked up in his shed. I have to like climb down here. But my girl, Stacy.
Yes, I'm gonna join her.
I know, thank you. My girl Stacy, this was her debut, Flicker in the Dark. Amazing.
So
everything
good.
that she writes is so good. Everything Stacy.
Yeah.
We have one copy of this because I'm sure they have sold out of all the rest. It's just awesome. And this cult book,
I haven't read it yet.
Good.
Okay.
So Alison Wisdom is another Houstonian writer.
Oh, nice.
And so she's someone that I like go to coffee shops with and gripe about the publishing industry and all that. She's just like fabulous, and she writes what I would call literary mysteries, and The Burning Season is her cult kind of literary mystery. And this is Alison's, look at that cover. I mean,
I love that.
Yeah. And so this is actually like a Manson-esque story.
Oh, okay.
But told from the perspective of like a young female acolyte. We've got Kristen Bird's, as you'll see, I liked it very much. Yep. And that is a like cool moment as an author to see your words, like obviously on the cover, but just anywhere on another author's book. It's very cool. It's very gratifying.
Yeah.
And then the fact that Murder by the Book just like keeps my books up here. If you ever want a signed book from me, this is the place to order from.
And then you're going to be here March 26th.
Anna Morrissey, Abby Endler. We are celebrating the launch of both of our books. It's like a double book birthday, which is very exciting. Yeah. You can get signed copies by ordering through Murder by the Book. They ship anywhere, and it'll be really special because we'll be able to like see your name and write you like a fun little message if you want one. And then get it shipped off to you.
So This Book Will Bury Me is her book that's coming out on March 25th. And then Hannah Morrissey's is The Unlucky Ones.
The Unlucky Ones, which is the latest in her Black Harbor series. So very exciting.